What if I told you that you were born under a sign that carries a divine mark of prosperity? Taurus, have you ever noticed how, even in the face of the greatest difficulties, there has always been something in you that resisted, that didn't give up, that remained standing? This is not a coincidence. This is not luck. This is clear proof that the universe has prepared you for a different life. A life where wealth is not just a distant dream, but a destiny traced by the stars. Today I will reveal 9 concrete and undeniable proofs that you, Taurus, were chosen to live a life of material abundance, financial prosperity, and lasting wealth. And pay attention, because each proof I will share will show you signs that you have already experienced, but perhaps never fully understood. These are not empty theories or unfounded promises. They are cosmic truths that explain why you have always had such a special relationship with matter, with the concrete, with that which can be touched and built. You're going to discover why your hands seem to have the power to turn anything into gold, why your determination is practically invincible, and why the universe has placed within you a unique ability to attract and retain wealth. But I need to warn you about something very important. Knowing these proofs without acting upon them would be wasting the greatest gift the cosmos has given you. Because it's not enough to know that you were chosen. You need to accept this truth and begin to live accordingly. And there's more. One of these proofs will surprise you so much that you'll look back and finally understand why certain situations in your life happened exactly that way. So get ready. Because what you're about to discover has the power to completely change how you see your financial potential. Stay until the end, because the last proof is so powerful that it can unlock doors of abundance you didn't even know existed. Let's begin this journey of recognizing your true value and material purpose. First test. Your hands were made to create wealth. Taurus, let's start by talking about something you use every day, but perhaps have never given due value to: your hands. And I'm not talking about this in a poetic or abstract way. I'm talking about a profound astrological truth that connects you directly with the energy of Venus, the planet that rules your sign and governs not only love and beauty, but mainly material resources and the ability to generate wealth through manual and concrete work. Your hands carry a special energy, a kind of magnetism that attracts prosperity through creation, construction, and doing. Think about it. How many times have you taken something simple, common, without great value, and transformed it into something special? How many times have you trusted your own hands to solve a problem, to create a solution, to build something from scratch? This is not common talent, Taurus. This is a divine mark. The universe gave you hands that not only work, but that materialize abundance. And you know what's even more incredible? You don't even need to be a famous artist or a recognized craftsman for this energy to work. It works in everything you touch. When you cook, when you organize, when you care for plants, when you assemble something, when you work with any kind of physical matter, you are activating this cosmic connection with wealth. Venus gifted you with the ability to see value where others see only raw material. You can look at something discarded and see possibilities. You can take simple ingredients and create something delicious. You can transform environments with your organizing energy. And all of this, Taurus, all of this is wealth being created by your hands. But there's a detail that many Tauruses don't realize. This energy needs to be honored. It needs to be recognized. It needs to be used consciously. When you devalue your manual work, when you think anyone could do what you do, when you charge less than you should for your services or creations, you are blocking this energy of prosperity. It's like turning off a tap of pure gold. The universe has placed in your hands the power to transform matter into money, to create value from the concrete, to build wealth in a solid and lasting way. And the first proof that you were chosen for a life of wealth lies precisely there. In the way you relate to the material world through your hands. Observe your life. How many times have you solved financial situations using your manual skills? How many times has a job you did with your own hands generated money or saved resources? How many times have people sought you out specifically because they trust what you create, what you build, what you do? These are signs, Taurus. Clear signs that your hands are not ordinary. They were shaped by Venusian energy to be instruments of prosperity. And when you finally accept this, when you begin to truly value what your hands can create, you will see opportunities for wealth sprouting in places that previously seemed empty. Because the truth is this. You don't need luck, you don't need magic schemes, you don't need dubious shortcuts. You already have everything you need to create lasting wealth. It's in your hands. Literally. Second proof. Your stubbornness is actually millionaire persistence. Now let's talk about something that has probably been used to criticize you, but which is actually one of the greatest proofs of your cosmic choice for wealth: your famous stubbornness. Yes, Taurus, I know you've heard this thousands of times, that you're stubborn, hard-headed, that you don't change your mind even when shown that you're wrong. And you've probably felt bad about it yourself, thought you needed to be more flexible, more malleable, more willing to give up when things get tough. But I need to tell you a truth that will completely change how you see this characteristic. What they call stubbornness in you isn't stubbornness. It's persistence. It's determination. It's the trademark of all the great wealth builders in history. Think about it. Who builds lasting financial empires? Who creates fortunes that span generations? Who transforms small businesses into large companies? It's the people who don't give up. It's the people who, when faced with an obstacle, don't turn back, but seek another path. These are the people who believe so strongly in their visions that nothing, absolutely nothing, can make them abandon their goals. And guess which sign has this characteristic engraved in its cosmic DNA? You, Taurus. You were created by the universe to be exactly like this. While other signs change direction easily, you remain steadfast. While others give up at the first obstacle, you keep pushing. While others lose faith in difficult times, you keep your eyes fixed on what you want to build. This is not a character flaw, Taurus. This is a cosmic gift. Because the truth about real wealth, lasting wealth, wealth that doesn't disappear with the first crisis, is that it requires exactly what you have: the ability to never give up. Do you know how many people start projects and abandon them at the first difficulty? Do you know how many people have brilliant ideas but lack the persistence to turn them into reality? Do you know how many fortunes have failed to be built simply because someone gave up too soon? The majority. The vast majority. But you are not like that. When you decide you're going to do something, you do it. When you set a financial goal, you go after it. When you visualize a material achievement, you don't rest until you reach it. And that, my dear Taurus, that's pure gold. That's the raw material of millionaires, successful entrepreneurs, builders of financial legacies. Venus has blessed you with this inner strength that doesn't bend, doesn't break, doesn't give up. And you know what happens when you combine that persistence with time? Wealth. Solid wealth. Inevitable wealth. Because while others are changing direction every week, you are building brick by brick, step by step, day after day. And when the harvest finally arrives, when the world finally sees what you've built, everyone is surprised. But not you. You knew from the beginning that you would get there. Because your stubbornness, your sacred Venusian stubbornness, never let you doubt. So the next time someone calls you stubborn, smile inside. Because you know the truth. You know that this characteristic they try to turn into a flaw is actually one of the greatest proofs that you were chosen for a life of material abundance. Third proof. You have an unparalleled sense of worth. Taurus, the time has come to talk about something that profoundly sets you apart from all the other signs of the zodiac. Your sense of value. And when I say sense of value, I'm not just talking about knowing how much something costs on the market. I'm talking about an almost supernatural ability to recognize the true value of things, people, situations, and opportunities. It's as if you have an internal detector that can separate what is real from what is illusion, what is solid from what is smoke, what is worthwhile from what is waste. This characteristic comes directly from the energy of Venus, which governs not only money, but mainly the ability to evaluate, to weigh, to measure what really matters. And do you know why this is a gigantic proof that you were chosen for wealth? Because truly rich people, people who build lasting fortunes, are not those who chase after any brilliant opportunity that comes along. They are those who know how to wait, who know how to evaluate, who know how to recognize where the real value lies. And you have this naturally. You are not fooled by pretty facades. You don't fall for empty promises. You don't invest your energy, your time, your money in things that lack substance. While other signs get excited about fads, you wait to see if they truly have substance. While others spend money on things that don't last, you choose quality over quantity. While others value what is flashy, you value what is real. This isn't being stingy, as some people try to say. This is pure financial intelligence. This is material wisdom. This is the difference between those who build wealth and those who only experience temporary prosperity. Think about it. How many times have you refrained from buying something because you felt it wasn't worth the price? How many times have you passed up an opportunity that seemed too good to be true, and then discovered you did well not to take it? How many times have you invested in something of quality, even if it was more expensive, and it lasted for years and years? These are proofs, Taurus. Proof that the universe has given you an infallible inner guide to navigate the material world. You instinctively know where to allocate your resources. You feel it in your body when something has no real value. You recognize quality even when it's disguised as simplicity. And this ability, this rare capacity to correctly assess, is one of the greatest factors in attracting and maintaining wealth. Because money that comes easily also goes easily when a person doesn't know what has value. But money that is invested wisely, money that is applied to things that are truly worthwhile, that money multiplies, grows, and transforms into more wealth. And you have this wisdom naturally. You don't need to study economics to know what's worthwhile. You don't need to take investment courses to sense where the value lies. Your Venusian body already knows. Your Taurus soul already understands. And the more you trust this material intuition that the cosmos has placed within you, the more you attract true opportunities for prosperity. Because the universe knows it can trust you to use resources wisely, to make solid choices, to build wealth that doesn't crumble in the first storm. So honor this gift, Taurus. Trust your sense of value. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for being careful with your resources. Because this is one of the greatest proofs that you were prepared to handle large amounts of wealth without losing your way. Now, before moving on to the next test, I need to ask you a very special favor. If this message resonates with you, if you recognize these truths in your own life, then you need to do 3 things right now. First, subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell. Because every day I bring content like this, revealing cosmic truths that will help you awaken to your true potential. Second, leave a comment below saying where you're watching from, what city, what country, because I love knowing that these messages are reaching Taurus people all over the world. And third, if these words are truly touching your heart, if you feel that this message arrived at the right moment in your life, consider becoming a supporter of the channel, a subscriber who helps keep this work alive and reaching more and more people. Because this channel only exists thanks to people like you, who recognize the value of these spiritual messages. And believe me, the universe always rewards those who support the dissemination of cosmic truths. So don't put it off, do it now, and let's continue together on this journey of discovering your true, prosperous nature. Fourth proof. Your connection to the earth is a source of infinite wealth. Taurus, now let's talk about something that lies at the very core of your being, your connection to the earth. And I'm not just talking about liking plants or appreciating nature. I'm talking about a real, palpable, powerful cosmic connection that directly links you to the most abundant element in the universe, the element of earth. You are an earth sign, Taurus. You are made of the same substance that generates all the material wealth of the planet. Gold comes from the earth. Diamonds come from the earth. All the resources that drive the world economy come from the earth. And you, being an earth sign, have a privileged connection to this infinite source of resources. This means that, at a very deep level, you understand the language of material abundance. You know how to plant. You know how to cultivate. You know how to wait for the right time to harvest. You know how to work with natural growth cycles. And all of this, absolutely all of this, translates into the ability to generate wealth. Think about how the great farmers, the great producers, the great agribusiness entrepreneurs get rich. They plant, cultivate patiently, wait for the right time, and harvest in abundance. That's your natural process, Taurus. That's the rhythm you understand without needing explanation. You're not the type who wants to get rich overnight with miraculous schemes. You know that true wealth grows like a tree. It starts small, needs strong roots, needs constant care, needs time, but when it reaches maturity, it bears fruit for the rest of your life. And this earthly wisdom you carry is one of the greatest proofs that you were chosen for lasting prosperity. Because wealth that comes quickly also goes quickly. But wealth that is cultivated with patience, that is watered with constant work, that is protected with care, that wealth creates roots so deep that nothing can uproot it. And you know how to do this naturally. How many times have you started something small, and with patience and dedication, seen it grow far beyond what you imagined? How many times have you invested time in something that seemed to yield no immediate results, but after a while flourished abundantly? How many times have you trusted the natural process of things and been rewarded with prosperity? This isn't luck, Taurus. This is you living in harmony with the cosmic energy that governs material manifestation. The universe works through cycles: planting, growing, harvesting, investing, developing, prospering, starting, persisting, achieving. And you, being connected to the earth element, understand these cycles in your blood. You don't despair when things take time. You don't abandon your projects when they are still in the growth phase. You don't uproot the plant to see if the root is growing. You trust the process. You maintain constant care. You wait for the right time. And this, Taurus, this is a wisdom that most people don't have. Most want immediate results. Most give up when they don't see rapid progress. Most don't have the patience to cultivate anything. But you do. You were shaped by earthly energy to be a cultivator of wealth. And the more you honor your nature, the more you work in harmony with these natural cycles, the more abundance flows into your life. Because the universe recognizes in you someone who knows how to manage the earth's resources wisely. Someone who doesn't waste. Someone who plants today thinking about tomorrow's harvest. Someone who builds solid foundations before erecting large structures. And that is true wealth. That is sustaining prosperity. That is enduring abundance. Fifth proof. You were created to appreciate and attract valuable beauty. Taurus, let's talk now about something that may seem superficial to those who don't understand, but which is actually one of the deepest proofs of your connection to wealth. Your appreciation for beauty. And when I say beauty, I'm not talking about empty vanity or purposeless consumerism. I'm talking about your Venusian ability to recognize, create, and attract beauty that has value. Because Venus, your ruling planet, doesn't just govern money. Venus governs everything that is beautiful, harmonious, and pleasing to the senses. And you, as a child of Venus, have a special sensitivity to recognize when something is truly beautiful, truly well-made, truly valuable. Do you know what that means in the material world? It means you have a natural talent for creating environments, products, and experiences that people value and are willing to pay well for. Think of all the most profitable businesses in the world. Luxury fashion, fine dining, interior design, jewelry, perfumery, high-end hotels. What do all these sectors have in common? They sell beauty. They sell pleasant sensory experiences. They sell what Venus governs. And you, Taurus, you have a natural connection to all of that. You know how to recognize quality fabric. You know how to identify when food has been made with care and good ingredients. You feel the difference between a harmonious environment and a chaotic one. You notice details that other people don't even notice. And this sensitivity, this ability to perceive and appreciate beauty, is a powerful tool for generating wealth. Because people are willing to pay for beauty. People want to live in beautiful places, use beautiful things, eat beautiful food, have beautiful experiences. And if you know how to create that, if you know how to recognize that, if you know how to value that, you have a huge advantage in the material world. But there's a very important detail here. Not just any beauty generates wealth. It's beauty with substance. It's beauty that lasts. It's beauty that has real quality behind the appearance. And you, Taurus, you know how to distinguish that perfectly. You are not impressed by shine without content. You don't value appearance without substance. You seek true beauty, the kind that comes from good materials, well-made work, and attention to detail. And it is precisely this type of beauty that wealthy people, people who truly understand value, are willing to pay well for. Because anyone can find cheap beauty. But beauty with quality, beauty with durability, beauty with truth, that is rare. And you have the gift of creating that or recognizing where it is. How many times have you entered a house and immediately felt how the environment could be better organized? How many times have you looked at something and visualized how it could be more beautiful, more harmonious, more pleasant? How many times have people asked your opinion about decoration, about clothes, about presentation because they trust your aesthetic sense? These are signs, Taurus. Signs that you have a gift that can be transformed into wealth. Because the world is full of people who want to live surrounded by beauty, but don't know how to create it. And you do. The universe gave you Venusian eyes that see aesthetic possibilities where others see only empty spaces. It gave you hands that can transform the ordinary into something special. You have a heart that values harmony and the pleasure of the senses. And all of this, absolutely all of this, can be channeled to generate wealth. Whether it's creating environments, selecting products, offering experiences, or simply guiding others to find beauty in their lives. So don't underestimate this gift of yours, Taurus. Don't think that appreciating beautiful things is superficial or futile. Because when this appreciation is accompanied by your sense of value and your pursuit of quality, it transforms into one of the most powerful tools for attracting wealth that exist. Sixth test. Your loyalty creates wealth through lasting relationships. Taurus, now let's talk about something you may never have considered a source of wealth, but which is actually one of your greatest material advantages, your loyalty. Yes, your famous Taurian loyalty, the kind that makes you maintain relationships for years, for decades, for a lifetime. The kind that makes you not abandon people at the first sign of difficulty. The kind that makes you reliable, stable, and present. And do you know why this is a huge proof that you were chosen for wealth? Because in the business world, in the world of money, in the world of material prosperity, there is a truth that few understand. Lasting wealth comes from lasting relationships. Think about it. Who are the richest people in the world? They are those who have built solid networks of relationships over decades. They are those who have loyal customers who buy repeatedly. They are those who have business partners who have trusted them for years. They are those who have suppliers who offer the best conditions because they know the partnership is long-term. And guess what kind of personal characteristic creates this kind of relationship? Exactly the characteristic you have: loyalty. When you commit to someone, you keep your promise. When you give your word, it's yours. When you form a partnership, you keep it. When you have a client, you take care of them. And that, Taurus, that's gold in the business world. Because most people are opportunistic. Most abandon relationships when something better comes along. Most don't keep long-term commitments. Most only think about immediate profit. But not you. You build relationships thinking about years, decades, a lifetime. And you know what happens when you do that? People trust you. People know they can count on you. People recommend you to others. People come back to do business with you. People choose you even when they have cheaper options. Because trust and loyalty are more valuable than a low price. And you offer that naturally, without having to pretend, without having to force it, simply because it's your nature to be that way. How many loyal clients do you have in your life? How many people have worked with you for years? How many partners have never abandoned you even when things got tough? How many referrals have you received simply because someone trusts you so much that they've spoken highly of you? That's not luck. That's a direct result of your Taurian loyalty. That's wealth being built through solid and lasting bonds. Because every time you maintain a business relationship over time, you're creating a valuable asset. Every time you take good care of a client, you're planting a seed of future prosperity. Every time you choose to be loyal instead of opportunistic, you're investing in your reputation, which is one of the most valuable assets anyone can have in the material world. And there's more. Your loyalty isn't just to people. You're loyal to your own ideas, your own projects, your own dreams. While others jump from project to project without ever seeing results, you stay focused. While others give up on their dreams at the first sign of difficulty, you persevere. While others abandon their businesses while they're still growing, you keep nurturing them. And it is precisely this loyalty to yourself, this long-term commitment to your own visions, that allows you to build empires where others build only sandcastles. So understand, Taurus, your loyalty is not a weakness. It is not stubbornness. It is not an inability to change. It is one of your greatest strengths in the material world. It is one of the clearest proofs that you were prepared by the universe to build wealth that remains, that sustains itself, that multiplies over time. Because you don't build disposable relationships. You build alliances for life. And in the end, it is these alliances that sustain and multiply your prosperity. Seventh test. You have the gift of transforming comfort into wealth. Taurus, let's talk now about something that is deeply within you, and that can be transformed into an incredible source of prosperity. Your pursuit of comfort. And before you think that seeking comfort is laziness or lack of ambition, let me tell you a truth. Your need for comfort is actually a cosmic compass that guides you to extremely lucrative market niches. Because you don't seek comfort just for yourself. You understand the value of comfort. You know how much people are willing to invest to live better, to have more pleasure, to have more well-being. And that, Taurus, that is an invaluable business vision. Think of all the billion-dollar industries that exist in the world. Hospitality, tourism, gastronomy, fashion, furniture, decoration, cosmetics, entertainment. What do all these industries sell? They sell comfort. They sell well-being. They sell the promise of a more pleasant, more enjoyable, more comfortable life. And you, as a Taurus, you understand these needs deeply. You know what makes a bed truly comfortable. You know what makes food truly satisfying. You know what makes an environment relaxing. You know what makes an experience pleasurable. And all that sensory knowledge you have can be turned into money. Because people don't just want to survive, Taurus. People want to live well. People want comfort. And they're willing to pay for it. Think about how many successful businesses have been created simply because someone identified a way to make people's lives more comfortable. Better mattresses, more ergonomic chairs, softer clothes, tastier food, cozier environments, more relaxing experiences. All of that sells. All of that generates wealth. And you have a natural advantage in this type of business because you truly understand the value of comfort. You don't pretend it's important. It's genuinely important to you. And when you create something thinking about true comfort, people feel the difference. People realize that it was made by someone who truly cares about well-being. And they're willing to pay more for it. How many times have you refrained from buying something because it wasn't comfortable enough? How many times have you invested more money in something simply because it was more comfortable? How many times have you chosen a place, a product, a service based on the level of comfort it offered? And now imagine, how many other people in the world make the same choices as you? Millions, billions. And all of them are potential customers for any business you create or any service you offer based on your deep understanding of what true comfort is. But there's an important detail here. You're not looking for cheap comfort. You're looking for quality comfort. You're willing to invest more if it means having something truly good, truly durable, truly comfortable. And this same philosophy, when applied to a business, automatically places you in a premium niche. Because you won't create mediocre products or services. You'll create things that really work, that truly deliver genuine comfort. And that completely differentiates you in the market. While others compete on price, offering dubious quality, you compete on real value, offering genuine comfort. And do you know who wins in the end? Always the one who offers real value. Always the one who deeply understands what the customer needs. It's always those who create experiences that people want to repeat. And you have all of that naturally. So if you haven't yet found your source of wealth, look at your need for comfort not as a weakness, but as an indication from the universe. Where do you seek comfort? What makes you feel good? What makes you relax? What gives you sensory pleasure? The answers to these questions are valuable clues about where you can create value in the world and, consequently, generate wealth for yourself. Because when you combine your deep understanding of comfort with your ability to create quality, you become unstoppable in the market. You become someone who not only sells products or services, but who sells well-being, pleasure, quality of life. And that, Taurus, that is priceless. Or rather, it does have a price. And it's usually a high price, which people who truly value comfort are more than willing to pay. Eighth proof. Your slow pace is actually a sustainable wealth strategy. Taurus, now let's talk about something that has probably made you feel bad. Your pace. That pace that hurried people call slow, sluggish, lazy. That pace that makes you take longer to make decisions, longer to execute projects, longer to do things. But I need to reveal a truth that will completely change how you see this characteristic. Your pace is not slow. Your pace is sustainable. And in the world of building true wealth, sustainable pace always wins over speed without direction. Always. Without exception. Because the universe works in natural rhythms, Taurus. A tree doesn't grow overnight. A mountain doesn't form in a week. A river doesn't carve a valley in a month. Everything that is solid, everything that is lasting, everything that remains through time was built at a sustainable pace. And you, as an earth sign, operate exactly at this cosmic pace of solid construction. While other signs accelerate, burn energy quickly, and give up when fatigue sets in, you maintain a pace that can sustain you for years, decades, a lifetime. You don't burn out because you don't push yourself beyond your limits. You don't give up because you don't create unrealistic expectations of speed. You don't abandon projects because you understand that real growth takes time. And that, Taurus, that's millionaire wisdom. Because the great truth about wealth is that most people who got rich quickly also lost everything quickly. Sudden gains from lotteries, speculation, miraculous schemes rarely last. Because the person didn't have time to develop the necessary financial maturity to manage that amount of money. They didn't have time to build the necessary structures to sustain that wealth. They didn't have time to develop the necessary habits to maintain that prosperity. But you won't have that problem. Because you build your wealth at the same pace you build everything in your life. Slowly but solidly. Firmly but sustainably. Step by step, but always moving forward. And when you finally reach the top, when you finally achieve your financial goals, you are prepared. You have the deep roots necessary to support that big tree. You have the solid foundation necessary to support that tall building. You possess the accumulated wisdom necessary to manage that amount of resources. How many times have you seen people accelerate in projects and then abandon them because they couldn't sustain that pace? How many times have you seen people make quick decisions about money and then regret them? How many times have you seen businesses that grew too fast and then failed because they lacked the structure to sustain that growth? And how many times have you, at your seemingly slow pace, gone further than people who started ahead but gave up halfway through? This isn't luck, Taurus. This is cosmic strategy. The universe programmed you to win the marathon, not the 100-meter sprint. It programmed you to build empires, not to have flash successes. It programmed you to create legacies, not to shine for a moment. And all of this requires exactly the pace you have. A pace that can be maintained. A pace that doesn't exhaust you. A pace that allows for solid and lasting construction. So the next time someone pressures you to accelerate, to make quick decisions, to act hastily, remember this truth. You weren't made for the speed of others. You were made for the speed of nature, which builds slowly but builds to last. And in the end, when all the quick fireworks have faded, you will still be there, solid, firm, prosperous. Because your wealth doesn't depend on luck or fleeting opportunities. Your wealth is the result of a constant, sustainable, unbreakable process. It's the result of a rhythm that the universe recognizes as the true rhythm of material creation. And the more you accept and honor your natural rhythm, the more you align yourself with this cosmic flow of lasting abundance. Ninth proof. You have been blessed with the ability to enjoy wealth. Taurus, we've now arrived at the last and perhaps most important proof that you were chosen for a life of wealth. You know how to enjoy it. And this may seem strange as a proof, but think about it. What good is having money if you can't enjoy it? What good are resources if you live in fear of spending them? What good is building wealth if you don't know how to transform it into pleasure, comfort, and quality of life? Many people who accumulate money live like beggars. They have millions in their accounts but can't spend 100 without feeling guilty. They work their whole lives to accumulate resources but never enjoy them. They die rich but live poor. And you, Taurus, you weren't made for that. You were made to enjoy, to take advantage, to transform resources into pleasurable experiences, to use money exactly for what it's for, to create a good, comfortable, beautiful, enjoyable life. And this ability to enjoy is not waste, it's not irresponsibility, it's not a lack of ambition. It's exactly what completes the cycle of prosperity. Because the universe gives you resources so that you can use them, so that you can make them circulate, so that you can transform material energy into real experiences of well-being. And when you do that, when you truly enjoy your wealth without guilt, you send a clear message to the cosmos. I know how to use what you give me. I know how to transform resources into a good life. I deserve to have more because I know how to enjoy what I have. And you know what happens then? More comes. Because the universe isn't stupid enough to give resources to those who don't know how to use them. The universe directs abundance to those who know how to transform it into something meaningful, into something pleasurable, into something that makes life worthwhile. And you know how to do that. You know how to appreciate good food without guilt. You know how to enjoy a beautiful environment without feeling it's a waste. You know how to invest in comfort without thinking you're being frivolous. You know how to buy quality without apologizing for it. And this freedom, this ability to enjoy without guilt, is one of the greatest proofs of financial maturity that exists. Because people who have a scarcity mindset, even when they become rich, live in fear. Fear of spending, fear of losing, fear of enjoying. But you don't have a scarcity mindset. You have an abundance mindset. You know the universe is bountiful. You know there's always more. You know that enjoying what you have today doesn't prevent you from having more tomorrow. On the contrary, it's precisely the fact that you know how to enjoy what keeps the flow of abundance active in your life. How many times have you bought something of quality and it gave you pleasure for years? How many times have you invested in a good experience and it created valuable memories? How many times have you allowed yourself comfort and it gave you the energy to work better, create more, produce better? That's wealth being used correctly. That's prosperity fulfilling its purpose. That's abundance flowing the way it should flow. And the universe sees that. The universe recognizes when someone knows how to honor the wealth they receive. And it sends more. Always more. Because you've proven that you know how to transform resources into a good life. And in the end, what is wealth for if not that? It's not about accumulating numbers in a bank account until you die. It's about creating a life worth living. A life of comfort, beauty, pleasure, and good experiences. A life where you don't have to deprive yourself of anything you truly desire. A life where you can give yourself everything your Venusian heart appreciates. And you, Taurus, you were made to live exactly like this. So this final test is actually an invitation. Allow yourself to enjoy. Allow yourself to take advantage. Allow yourself to use your wealth to create the good life you deserve. Because when you do this without guilt, without fear, without apologizing, you align yourself completely with your cosmic nature as a child of Venus. And all the abundance of the universe flows naturally to those who are aligned with their true nature. So, dear Taurus, here are 9 undeniable proofs that you were chosen for a life of wealth. Your creative hands, your unwavering persistence, your unparalleled sense of worth, your connection to the earth, your appreciation for true beauty, your loyalty that builds empires, your gift for creating comfort, your sustainable rhythm, and your ability to enjoy abundance. 9 cosmic gifts that Venus and the universe have placed within you since the day of your birth. 9 powerful tools that, when used consciously, transform you into a magnet for material prosperity. But now comes the most important part. What will you do with all that you have discovered? Because knowledge without action is just stored information. And you were not made to store. You were made to build, to create, to manifest. So my final invitation to you is this. Look at your life now and identify where these 9 proofs are already at work. Where have your hands already created value? Where has your persistence already taken you beyond expectations? Where has your sense of worth already protected you from losses? Where has your connection to the earth already borne fruit? Acknowledge these victories, however small they may seem, because they are evidence that the process is already working. And then commit to consciously honoring each of these characteristics. Value your manual labor. Trust your stubbornness. Respect your sense of worth. Connect with nature. Create true beauty. Maintain your relationships. Offer comfort. Keep your pace. Enjoy without guilt. When you do this, when you live in total alignment with these 9 cosmic truths, you become unstoppable. Wealth ceases to be a distant goal and becomes a natural consequence of who you are. And remember, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. The universe already knows your worth. The stars have already marked your destiny. Venus has already blessed you. Now you just have to accept it. So accept it, Taurus. Accept that you were chosen. Accept that wealth is your birthright. Accept that you deserve all the good things that material life can offer. And live according to this truth. Now before you go, I need to ask you one more thing. If this message truly touched your heart, if you recognize these truths in your life, if you feel you've awakened to something important here, then don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with other Tauruses you know. Leave a comment below telling us which of these 9 proofs surprised you the most. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you truly feel grateful that this message reached you at the right time, consider supporting this channel. Because that's how we can continue bringing these spiritual truths to more and more people. And you know what? When you support the dissemination of spiritual knowledge, the universe always returns it in the form of blessings. Always. So go ahead, subscribe, comment, share, support. And most importantly, go live your life of abundance, because you were chosen for this even before you were born. Until the next video, and may Venus bless you with all the abundance you deserve. A hug full of prosperity for you, dear Taurus.